So now let's go ahead and call the two delegate methods we just created in our protocol. So we're going to go into cc add task view controller.m and we're going to scroll down and find our two IB actions. So let's start with our add task button pressed here, and we can say self.delegate, and we're going to say did add task. I need to create a cc task object. Well, we can go ahead and create a helper method to do this. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of space. And notice that I'm not adding this to the header file because other classes don't need to know about this implementation. Only the cc add task view controller.m file needs to know about this because that's the only class that's going to be using this functionality. So we can go ahead and say this method is going to return a cc task object, and we're going to call this method return new task object, and I'm going to go ahead and add curly braces, and we're going to say cc task, and we're going to say task object is equal to cc task alloc init, and then we're going to go ahead and give it some values. So we're going to say task object dot title is equal to self dot text field dot text. And let's go ahead and give it a description. So we can say task object dot description is equal to self dot text view dot text. And let's give it a date. So we're going to say task object dot date is equal to self dot date picker dot date. And finally, we're going to start off with the completion. We're going to say task object dot is completed. And we're going to set this equal to no, right? The user is not going to start off with their task object already completed. Finally, this method returns a cc task object, so we know we need to give it a return type here, and we can type in return cc our task object. So we can return our task object here. So great, now that we have this nice method that returns a cc task object, we can go into the method did add task, and we can say self, and we're going to say return new task object. Incidentally, this would be a great use case for adding a UI alert view and an if statement to check if in fact the user has entered information, and if it's completely blank, don't allow them to call this delegate. But we're going to trust for right now that we're not going to trick ourselves. We're always going to enter at least a task title in, and we're going to simply go ahead and implement the cancel button press. So we can go ahead and type in self.delegate. We can say did cancel, and now we're calling both of the methods we declared in our protocol.